Charity urged her to stay strong. Belle King received more bad news on Emmerdale as the trial of her abusive husband, Tom, looms. Tom was charged with coercive controlling behavior and assault last month after the year-long abuse of Belle, though the drama has continued as the evil villain has attempted to intimidate his wife ahead of the trial. Monday's December 16 episode saw Tom make an attempt on his own life as he tried to delay proceedings, with the character assessing his various options with his lawyer as he recovered in hospital. The news affected Belle deeply as she was left conflicted as to her involvement in the trial, with Tuesday's December 17 installment beginning as she confessed to Charity that she didn't want Tom's potential death on her conscience. Charity, however, was in a bullish mood, insisting that Tom's latest move was simply another tactic to manipulate Belle and avoid accountability for his own crimes. Evidently confused, Belle headed to Patty for some advice. Meanwhile, a determined Charity went to visit Tom in hospital and saw the scheming villain gorging on some treats, making it abundantly clear that he had been feigning his troubles the entire time. Charity then chastised Tom for his continued false sense of victimhood, describing him as a game player who changes the rules and moves the goalposts due to his refusal to admit his own wrongdoings. Tom attempted to push Charity's buttons by spitefully remarking that Belle was spiraling. Patty, meanwhile, implored Belle to absolve herself of any guilt in the matter, saying that she was blameless when it came to Tom's decisions. As Charity returned home, Belle received a call from her own solicitor in which she was informed that her past killing of Gemma Andrews could be disclosed in court, with the character lamenting that the jury would turn on her before the trial began. Charity urged Belle to testify once more in order for her low-life husband to be punished, assuring her that justice will be served. Belle, however, was less certain, remarking that she was finding it difficult to distinguish between landscape of Emmerdale. Belle King's life took a darker turn as she faced yet another wave of difficult news regarding her estranged husband, Tom. The impending trial, where Tom stood charged with coercive control and assault following a harrowing year of abuse, weighed heavily on Belle's last month. Tom's disturbing pattern of manipulation and violence came to a head, leading to him being formally charged with crimes that left Belle shaken and fearful. However, the complexities of the situation deepened with Tom's ongoing attempts to intimidate Belle even before the trial could commence. Episodes leading up to the trial revealed the extent of his psychological games, culminating in an alarming scene on December 16 when Tom, seemingly desperate to stall proceedings, made a shocking attempt on his own life while in a hospital setting. As Belle grappled with these events, the emotional turmoil became clear. She was torn between her feelings of guilt and the reality of Tom's actions. The turmoil she felt was captured artfully in the following episode, aired on December 17, where she confided in her close friend Charity. Belle's heart was heavy as she expressed her fears about Tom's potential death and how it would weigh on her conscience, reflecting the deep internal conflict that victims of abuse often endure. However, Charity, known for her resilience and strength, quickly took on the role of Belle's fierce advocate. Her response was unequivocal. She asserted that Tom's antics were merely a final ploy to manipulate Belle, a desperate attempt to evade the consequences of his despicable actions. Charity's unwavering stance was meant to remind Belle that the real issue at hand was not her feelings of guilt, but rather the continuous cycle of abuse perpetuated by Tom. Feeling lost, Belle sought out Patty, her trusted confidant, hoping for clarity amidst the chaos. Patty's wise words were a balm for Belle as he encouraged her to let go of any misplaced guilt. His insistence that Tom's actions were entirely separate from Belle's worth and morality aimed to empower her, reminding her that she was not to blame for Tom's choices. In a twist of fate, Charity, refusing to let Tom's manipulations succeed, decided to confront him directly in the hospital. This scene was pivotal, showcasing her determination to expose Tom's true nature. When she arrived, she found him indulging in treats, an act that starkly contrasted with the victim narrative he was trying to spin. It became alarmingly evident to Charity that Tom had been putting on a facade, dramatizing his plight to elicit sympathy and control his narrative. "Enough is enough," Charity proclaimed, chastising Tom for his pathetic attempts to play the victim. She called him out for his manipulative gameplay, expressing her frustration at his refusal to take responsibility for his actions. He was a game player who constantly shifted the rules in an attempt to maintain his facade and escape accountability. It's moments like these that anchored the narrative, the stark reality of abuse, victimhood, and the difficult, often messy journey toward justice. In retaliation, Tom attempted to jab at Charity by mentioning how Belle was spiraling, a last-ditch effort to control the narrative and sway feelings against his estranged wife. However, Patty was steadying for Belle as he urged her to understand that she bore no guilt for Tom's decisions, emphasizing that true accountability lay solely with him. Upon returning home from her confrontation with Tom, Belle received alarming news from her solicitor. It was revealed that details surrounding her past, specifically her involvement in the death of Gemma Andrews, could be presented during the trial. This startling revelation sent Belle into a spiral of despair. The thought of the jury turning against her and viewing her through the lens of past trauma and mistakes was a terrifying prospect. Despite the tremors of doubt in her mind, Charity remained steadfast by Belle's side. She urged her friend to take the stand and testify against Tom, asserting that he was nothing more than a lowlife deserving of punishment. Charity's fierce commitment to justice aimed to bolster Belle's resolve, reassuring her that truth would ultimately prevail. Yet the internal conflict continued to plague Belle as she struggled to differentiate between the reality of her past and the fabrications Tom had woven into their lives. The pressure of the upcoming trial loomed near, bringing with it fears of judgment and the potential fallout that would follow. The juxtaposition of Belle's internalized guilt with Charity's assertive call for justice illuminated the complexities of healing from trauma. As the story unfolds, Belle stands at the crossroads of her journey, caught between her past and her future, between the shadow of an abusive relationship and the light of potential freedom. With Charity's encouragement and unwavering support,